The late adopter. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel and the new Bitcoin video. Now Bitcoin is at 2% in green. Everybody is super happy. Bitcoin is going towards the upside. CPI numbers came out, inflation numbers. I don't know, I don't get the inflation numbers and stuff like that, but you can see here that traders will be watching if the December CPI confirms inflation at 4-decade high. I don't know why this is important or what CPI's numbers tells us, but traders have probably been watching these numbers, and they've come to the conclusion that it hit 7% in December, so it was kind of expected or something like that. I don't know, but everybody says that it's a good thing, so we're gonna go with the flow and say that it's okay. But we really don't care about the numbers. We already knew that this needs to bounce, that this needs to go towards the upside. So we're gonna see what's happening down here on the chart. Now this is a 4-hourly chart and it's a short-term move towards the upside, but I'm gonna show you that on the bigger time frame, this is daily time frame, on the bigger time frame, this we are not out of the dump yet. We are getting across a very important level, and I'm gonna show you some very nice lines up here. So if you remember down here, this was the first trend line that we needed to break, and you can see here we broke that up here eventually, but we failed to take advantage of that and continue higher up. So we went back down, we kind of went sideways and went down again, one more dump. And if you remember, I've been calling for some kind of bounce up here, and the bounce never came. We just dropped on downside, but right now the bounce is coming in, and you can see right over here on the chart that right now we are actually breaking the that very important line. Although this isn't the line, there are two more lines. I'm going to show you two more lines. We are not done with this chart yet. There are two more lines, but we are already breaking this line. So the second line up here, you can see this trend over here is getting broken at the same time. So these two lines, if you can break these two lines towards the upside, we are already halfway there. But there is always but, guys. There is always but. There is one very, very important trend line that we need to break on this chart, on this part over here. That's gonna show us that the downtrend is actually broken, because right now the downtrend is still not broken, and that's the what people are still fearful about. The downtrend is not broken. Even with this candle over here that's happening right now, the downtrend is not broken because the candle is not closed yet. So this can just dump on the downside before the daily is over. So we don't know what's gonna happen over here, but the trend is not over. The line that I'm talking about is on the weekly time frame. I'm gonna show you up here on the weekly time frame, and the line that I'm talking about is this one. You can see on this this time frame that the downtrend is still not done yet. Okay, we went sideways here, we dumped down, so we can technically just go sideways here and continue dumping on the downside. The only way we're gonna stop this move towards the downside if we break this trend line. So this trend line is super important to break towards the upside, because once this trend line is broken towards the upside, or just broken, we can change direction again. We can change, and hopefully we're gonna stop this dump, because this dump, technically speaking, it's not done yet. Unfortunately, it's not done yet, so we gotta talk about a little about that. So you can see if we just start continuing going towards the upside up here, we need to get above some kind of 48,000 up here to break that towards the upside, this trend line towards the upside. To this week, next week it's gonna be something like 46,000 up here, and today is only something like Wednesday, so we got like 4 days to get above 46,000 up here. So we're gonna see that next week is 46,000, and next week after that it's something like 43,000. So you can see the number that we have to get above changes week by week, but we are still in downtrend, and we still have to take this as as what it is, and what it is a downtrend. So let's go to the daily chart and talk a little bit about the daily chart and what's happening up here. And by the way, this chart on the daily time frame, you'll see that it goes from these tops up here, and it doesn't go all down here like we just saw, but it goes all the way to the biggest wick up here. So this is how the line looks, and how we gonna, break this line. Are we gonna just go sideways up here, break it up here? Are we gonna go something like this and then break towards the upside? I don't know how this is gonna play out, but I'm gonna tell you some very important key level of resistance that we need to break, so this doesn't become just another one of those dead cat bounces towards the upside. Now let's see here what's happening here on the daily chart down here in the small time frames. We hit some kind of lows on the downside, something like 39.6, and we bounced off of that. There have been, you know, very big support here at 39,000. Where was it? Down here at 39,000 and 38,100 something down here. So there's been a huge support down here. We didn't get all the way down there, but you know, we came pretty close, and right now we're bouncing towards the upside. In the previous video, we just said that this pattern over here needs to bounce towards the upside. If you invert this, it's a pretty common pattern that's happening. You break this line, trend line, you go towards the downside. You know, it's pretty common trend that happens all the time, and we need, you know, some kind of bounce. Now, if you want that some kind of bounce, so I'm worried. The thing that's, you know, stopping me from becoming, you know, 100% bull right now is that this bounce, I need to see this bounce play out towards the upside. I need to see, you know, breaking certain levels that are very, very important. So what are these levels that needs to be broken towards the upside? And I can show you that. So there have been a couple of levels that are very important on the weekly time frame. Let's just remove the moving averages for a little bit here so you can see this nicer. First of all, this level down here is being broken right now. That's a 36,160. Unfortunately, on the weekly time frame, we broke this level on the downside, so we are trying right now to get back up again. So just I know it's not Sunday yet, you know, it's still 4 days left, but you know, best case scenario on the weekly time frame is just closing back above 43,160 up here and getting back above the level. So this level of resistance is still in play, but we are breaking it right now. So this here at 46,681, this is a very important trend line, resistance line that needs to be broken. Also this one here at 46,000, and there is also this down here at 45,000. So you can see these three resistance lines towards the upside. They are going to be really, really hard to break. I don't know if they're going to be hard to break, but they are at least what I'm looking right now for some kind of, you know, move towards the upside. So if you go back to the daily chart up here, you'll see that we are coming pretty close to these lines up here. So we are breaking this first one up here. So we got a little bit more moved upwards towards 45 line and all the way up to 46,000, something like that. So you know, the ballpark area, the resistance area, the way I see it, it's up here. That's my resistance area right now, and if we can manage to get above this up here, you know, it's gonna be very, very good times. Now, as I just showed you on the weekly time frame, the resistance for breaking downtrend goes, you know, through over here as well. So there is a big resistance up here, and then there is this trend line that needs to be broken. So if we can manage somehow to pull this move up here and break the trend line and break this resistance area up here towards the upside, I'm gonna become very, very bullish, guys. I'm gonna become very bullish. But before we can become very bullish, we have to, you know, take into consideration that we are in a downtrend, that we are still below very important levels of support, and that right now we are just getting this nice bounce towards the upside. But this bounce needs to get, you know, needs to show momentum, needs to show movement towards the upside. It needs to break these levels, very important levels up here, everywhere between 46.6 and down here at 45. It needs to break these levels towards the upside for us to become super bullish. So it is nice move towards the upside, and we just saw on the small time frames that the bounce is actually happening towards the upside, but we still need to break these very, very important levels. If we pop the moving averages on this chart up here, so you'll see here down here the 10 moving average is right now falling. We are breaking that. That's nice, but the next moving average that I'm looking at is this 20 moving average up here. 20 moving average on the daily time frame, also one of the very important moving averages. It's also in the ballpark area. It's in the actual area between 45 and 46. So whether we get to that level today, tomorrow, or something like that, it's gonna be one of the important levels to break. If you can manage to break that, then we are looking at this, also this 50 moving average that's coming down slowly towards us and stuff like that. But right now, I think these are the most important levels to break towards the upside. So I don't want to ruin the party. Everybody is happy, as I said in the start of the video. and everything is going nice and slowly towards the upside. And as long as it does that, you know, no problems whatsoever. You can see here on the 4-hourly time frame that we create this very nice rounded bottom up here. So I'm going to tell you what can happen, what kind of pattern we can get out of this over here, and that would be some kind of a cup and handle, maybe some kind of cup handle. So what can happen, and I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but you know, it can be nice cup and handle pattern up here. And I wouldn't say this is a cup and handle. I would call this over here cup and handle. So what can happen right over here right now is that we get a big violent move towards the upside, towards these resistance level. And if we do get that move, you know, big fast move towards the upside up here, it can just happen that we get rejected on the first move towards downside. Now this would be the first step in creating cup and handle pattern, because once this happens, this violent move happens, what happens with these moving averages, because they're a little bit slow, you know, so they, you know, we get extended from the moving averages, and then these moving averages start coming back to us, right? And while they are coming back to us, you know, slowly we move back towards the moving averages, and then once we hit the moving averages, we get support and we bounce up. And over here we create what's called a cup and handle pattern. Now this cup and handle pattern, whether it's going to play out or not, I do not know. It's just one of the many possibilities that can happen on the chart. But the way I see it now, and the way I look at the chart right now, it is possibility, because oftentimes once you start getting this very nice rounded bottom on the downside, people get very bullish, they start buying, they see price go up, price can actually, you know, do a nice move towards the upside. Whether it's gonna be just up here and then, you know, pull back up here, or pull back up here, or pull back, it really doesn't matter. If we get any kind of impulsive move towards the upside, and this is gonna be, how many percent is gonna be, like 4 or 5% towards the upside. If we get any kind of impulsive move towards the upside, and we start hitting the resistance, start getting rejected, what we have to look at is the support on the moving averages down here. And if we get support on the moving averages, we cross the neckline. There will be a neckline up here between this top up here and wherever the top is getting created. We just might create the next cup and handle pattern. Now, you know, this is kind of hopium and whatever, you know, but let's just see. In case we create some kind of pattern, we are looking at some kind of 52 levels again, and 52 levels again is back here where we were at previous times. So will this cup and handle pattern play out? It's kind of hopium. I don't know. The only thing I know right now, it is nice move towards the upside. We are breaking some kind of bottom down here. You can see all of the resistances on the downside right now are being broken with this candle, this previous candle. You can see this previous top up here also broken towards the upside. So it is bullish. It is going towards the upside, but between 45 and 46,000 big resistance. Watch the resistance line down here, trend line down here as well, and on the daily time frame also the 20 moving average. 20 moving average is around 45.8 down here, so you have to also look at that that resistance as well. So there is a lot of resistance right over here, but you know, we're gonna keep on following Bitcoin. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. We're gonna see if you're gonna break out. What's once we start hitting the resistance, you know, how do we react to that resistance and stuff like that. If you liked the video, you know what to do with the like button, guys, and subscribe to the channel to watch the next video, right? Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. See you around. Bye-bye.
That was genius. Thank you. Great job. You guys did it. No, it's you.